I can interact one-on-one also, okay? So just wait for your turn and just ask me the questions one by one, guys. Okay, you have to ping me in the chat, and then when I call up your name, you can ask me the questions later, okay? So for now, let's wait for the people to join. Okay, so a lot of people are joining now. Let's wait for them to join. Okay, and at sharp around 11 or 11:10, we'll start the webinar. People are joining. Let's see. So we are going to conduct this kind of webinars on a weekly basis, guys. This is the first webinar we are conducting. So hope you will get something out of this webinar. So every time we connect every week, right, I'll be trying to share some good new thing or something new for you that will be useful for you. Okay. Let's see how it goes in the coming days. Okay, so far 15 people have joined. 17 people. Let's wait for others to join. So if you have anything you want to ask me, you can put a message. You can see on the right side there is a message box. You can just put the messages. Okay. So if you have any doubts, right away. In a while, I'll be sharing the screen at 11 or 11:10 max. I'll be sharing my screen, and I'll start the today's webinar. Guys, better you turn on your videos if you are comfortable, right? It's better, that will be very good for me, at least initially, to communicate with you. Like, I do not feel like for me, like I'm speaking to some robots and all. So if you are okay, you can turn on your cameras, okay? That way you can, learn better from me and interact better in the sessions and all. Guys, if you want, you can turn on your cameras. I encourage people turning on the cameras because, we can feel a human to human connection, okay, there. Interaction will be more better when you turn on the cameras. Yeah, good. Gopal, Gopi, hi. Thanks for turning on the camera. Others also try to, So if you want to speak, Gopal, Gopi, you have to unmute yourself, okay? Yeah, hi, Malay, Parik.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Good morning.
Good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, hi, Venkatesh. Anger. So for the people who have turned on the cameras, very good, guys. I want other people also to turn on their cameras, if possible. We will have a very good vibe if you do so. Okay. The community will be active, kind of thing. Okay. So I want other people. Okay. Dharma, hi.
Hi, Arun.
Yeah, hi. Good to see you. Hi, Uttam, Jina. Okay. Unmute yourself if you want to speak out anything. Okay. Uttam.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, hi. I can hear you now. Right. Great.
Good morning. Yeah. I can hear. Good morning.
Okay, great. Good morning, Uttam. Nice to see you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Pawan. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
You're good. Nice, I'm good, Pawan.
Okay. See you.
See you.
Carry on.
Yeah, sure. Okay, we have good audience already, but we'll wait for just 9 more minutes. If you want to ask anything, until people join, right? It's okay. You can. Anyone have any questions? Before we start
No,
about this webinar. Yeah, Malay.
yeah, so just I want to say thanks to you because I have seen your YouTube, one of your presentation on like 12 hours video for hybrid test ng framework.
Okay,
And
okay,
it
yeah.
was it's awesome. Means when actually this is a lifeline for us. Like many
Yes,
times
yes.
I have tried and implement the framework. So again,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it is like to share in the community. And again, I want to like
Yeah, thank you, Malay. Thank you for bringing it up. Yeah, so if it is helping you, means that it's very good for me. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Okay.
Coming to me, recently I started watching your videos. Till now, I worked
Okay.
on manual testing only. So
Oh,
currently,
okay.
I'm watching XPath related sessions. I'm good with those sessions. Yeah.
Super. So the main intention of today's session is, maybe a lot of people have gone through that process and all, but just to give a kind of plan, like as a beginner or kind of a person who is already have started learning Selenium, right? I would like to give a plan, like what is the best way to learn Selenium, okay? So what are the prerequisites we have to learn? A kind of high level plan, but going ahead, we'll be conducting more webinars in the coming sessions, okay? We'll be conducting more webinars going ahead. So we'll try to bring up some good useful topics for everyone. Okay, so that's the plan. And not only that, we are planning other stuff where we'll try to connect people one on one also. Not like this, but anyone have anything they need some guidance or so in the software testing, what's going on and all those stuff. So if they want to meet me, separately or one-on-one kind of stuff, we are trying to do that in the coming days. Okay. So we are just getting started. This is the first webinar we are doing, and going ahead, we'll do more webinars. Okay. That will be useful for the community.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. Okay, Avinash, do you have anything you want to speak out? Avinash, you have raised your hand. Okay.
No, sir.
No, okay. I have seen you raising your hand, so that's the reason I was asking. No problem. So we have around 42 people along with me. I will be like 43 people. Okay, in this community now in this webinar. So fine. Let's wait for 6 more minutes. We just are left with 6 more minutes. Meanwhile, if anyone want to convey anything here, we can discuss the things. So once the webinar starts, after the webinar, after the whatever I want to share that plan, right? You guys can again ask me the questions. No problem. How much time and all. I'll try to give as much as time for you guys. Okay. So after I share you the plan and all, we can go ahead with our doubts again. But before the webinar starts, also you can ask me the questions. Anyone have any questions related to anything, or anyone want to share anything? That is also fine. Okay. Yeah, just 5 more minutes to go. I'll do one thing. I'll try to. Yeah, Ananta, do you have anything?
Sir, actually, I am preparing for interview, and
Okay.
now is sir, it has been found that many third-party job offers are been getting, sir. So then, what is your opinion for third-party job offers?
What do you mean by third party?
Sir, third-party means consultancy. Like means, for example, I will work for Wipro, but Wipro will not engage directly with me. I will engage with another company.
Okay. Yeah, there's no problem in that, but definitely you can directly work with Wipro if possible. But if you're not getting opportunities, I will not say no for that. Okay.
Okay.
That's okay because people do that, right? Different companies are there in the market. They recruit the people and they will assign to another company. Okay. For example, I was working earlier for OSI Digital. Like a lot of people, employees in our company were asked to work for Microsoft. Okay. Then we felt that is a good thing. Okay. Because we are going from OSI Digital to Microsoft. But in your case, Wipro to some other, like you have to work for another third party company. If you have, if that particular third party company is having good reputation, and already some people have already gone through that and done some job somewhere. If you have that references and all right, it's good to go. No problem in that.
Okay. Sir, actually, they are not giving that facilities which the permanent employees get. Means the like holidays, means the schedule is so tight.
Okay.
That's the
Mhm.
only reason.
Yeah, that's what, it's up to you to decide, right? If you don't feel that okay, I don't want to work for this company, you are the one who has to decide finally and have to find for the better opportunities. But if there is no other option left, then you can decide with that. You can go with that. That's what I mean to say. Because everyone has their own opinion, right? At your point of time, you may feel like okay, I don't have any other thing in my hand, let's do it, kind of thing. You can go ahead in that case. But if you have multiple things in your hand, you can ignore that, right? That's what I am saying. Okay, it all depends on you. Okay, so you are the one who need to take the decision there, I mean to say. Other people cannot decide for you. So if there are no other opportunities left, and if you feel that okay, this is the only way to go forward, then you have to take a decision by yourself, I mean to say. But there is no harm in doing that, other than whatever you already mentioning the problems, right? So the benefits are not there and all those stuff, but you are the one to decide there. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, anytime. So next, Pawan.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, can I use my mother tongue?
Can I use what?
My mother tongue? to
Yeah.
speak?
What is your mother tongue?
Telugu.
Telugu. Okay. So fine. Oh, no problem. I'll give a chance for you because you are speaking one on one, right? That's okay. You can use. No problem.
Yeah.
But I will try to convert that. Okay.
ఓకే సార్. సార్ యాక్చువల్గా అది బీటెక్ 16 పాస్ అవుట్ సార్ నేను.
2016 pass out BTech. Okay, fine.
అప్పుడు కొన్ని ఫైనాన్షియల్ సిచ్యువేషన్స్ వల్ల నేను ఇది సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఫీల్డ్కి రాలేకపోతున్నాను. నేను ట్రిపుల్
Due to some financial situations, you are unable to get into the software industry, right? Okay.
సార్ 5 years టీచింగ్ చేశాను సార్.
You did teaching for 5 years. Great. Okay. On what subject you have taught? Which topics? Physics. Okay. Then great. Okay. Then
తర్వాత మా ఫ్రెండ్ ఇట్లా జాబ్ ఆపర్చునిటీ ఉందని చెప్పారు.
Okay. Your friend told that there is an opportunity in his company where you can join, kind of thing, right? Into the software.
అవును.
Yes. Okay. Then
అంటే అతను ఇట్లా కొంచెం అంటే కెరీర్ గ్యాప్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళని తీసుకోరు కదా సార్, అందుకని అతను కోచింగ్ తీసుకొని ఫేక్ సర్టిఫికేట్స్ పెట్టి వెళ్ళాడు, అతను నేర్చుకొని వెళ్ళారు అతను.
Okay, he kept some fake certificate and then he entered into the office, right? That's what you're saying.
Yes sir.
Okay.
సేమ్ అంటే నేను కూడా కోచింగ్ తీసుకున్నాను సార్.
You also took coaching, but okay.
నాకు జాబ్ వచ్చింది.
You also got a job. Okay.
Yes sir, నాకు జస్ట్ 2 months లో వచ్చింది జాబ్. లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ 2022 మేకి వచ్చింది నాకు జాబ్.
Okay, last year you got a job. Okay, fine.
తర్వాత ఇప్పుడు ప్రెసెంట్ ఒక సమ్ ఎక్స్ కంపెనీ చేస్తున్నాను. నాకు ఏమవుతుందంటే సార్, నాకు ఇంకొంచెము ఆటోమేషన్ పరంగా హెల్ప్ అవసరమయ్యి నాకు నెక్స్ట్ వేరే కంపెనీకి వెళ్తే ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది అని చెప్పి నాకు కొంచెం భయంగా ఉంది యాక్చువల్గా.
No need to worry. I understood your problem, Pawan. Like you are saying that you are already working in a company, but somehow you got into a company because your XYZ reasons. You tried something and got into one company, you are saying, but still you are not getting confidence in automation, right?
Yes sir.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry about that. Okay, so you have to. Yeah.
ఇంకా ఉంది సార్. దానికోసం నేను యాక్చువల్గా ఏమన్నా ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుందేమో అని ఒక సమ్ కన్సల్టెన్సీని నేను అప్రోచ్ అయ్యాను సార్. దాంట్లో నేను కోచింగ్ తీసుకున్నాను. ప్రెసెంట్ అది జరుగుతుంది, కానీ అది ఎంత ఉన్నప్పటికీ ఇంకా కొంచెం భయంగానే ఉంది. కానీ మీ క్లాసెస్ వినడం వల్ల నాకు కొంచెం ధైర్యం వస్తుంది. కానీ ఈ ఫేక్ సర్టిఫికేట్స్ మళ్ళీ ఏం ప్రాబ్లం అయితే ఆ తర్వాత అని చెప్పి భయం వేస్తుంది.
I would like to tell one thing here, Pawan. Okay, you have took some risk, right? When you took some risk, definitely there will be some problem associated with it. You are the one who need to take that challenge. Okay, so I'm not saying everything will be smooth for you. So you have to fight with the situation, I mean to say. Okay, so don't get afraid. Instead, whatever that is there in your hands, you have to do and keep going forward. Okay, that's what I can say.
అంటే ఇది
I mean to
ప్రాబ్లం
say
అంటే
that you should be ready for the situations. I mean to say, because you see there are some people who don't take risk. Okay, everything is comfortable. They don't have to worry. But you are the one who there was no option for you. Then you got entered into this some XYZ company and you are
Yes,
working
sir.
there. But ultimately, like you are afraid there may be some day coming where they may remove you from the company, right? So
Yes, sir.
don't be afraid. I mean to say, you just fight for the situations. Okay, so because you took up that challenge, you have not gone in a smooth way. Okay, you have not entered into the company smooth way. So you should be okay with the risks associated with that also. Okay, that's what I mean to say.
అంటే ఆల్రెడీ అంటే మరీ వీక్ అని కాదు సార్, ఒక 70% వరకు నేను చేయగలను సార్. మిగతా 30% నాకు డౌట్ సార్, అదే అందుకని.
No problem. There's nothing like that. Okay, so you can do it. Not a problem. Okay, so fine. Maybe the time is up. We can speak more after the after the presentation and all. Okay, so be there. Okay, in the meeting, and after my presentation is over on this stuff and all, whatever I want to cover in this webinar, right? Then we can have one-on-one again. Okay. So other
Thank you,
people
sir.
just wait, guys. Okay, so a lot of people want to ask questions. So just wait. Okay, let me first finish up that webinar part, whatever I wanted to cover today. Okay, the plan and all. So the questions need to be based on that webinar topic only. Okay, should not be personal questions anymore. Okay, so once the topic is done, you can ask me anything. Is that fine, guys? Everyone, just type in the chat, guys. If everyone is fine with whatever I said, just type in the chat. Ready kind of thing. Ready. You just type ready in the chat. Whatever you want. Ready is the best one. Okay, just type ready. Great. Good to see. And also, everyone, if just mute yourself from your side because it will disturb other people. So just mute yourself. So while I'm taking the topic, only when you have questions, right? Just ask me in the chat and then interrupt. Okay, you can. Other people can lower your hands if anyone has up their hands, right? Just lower. Only when they have questions, they can just raise their hands and I can, And the question should be based on the topic itself. Okay, if they have any topics in questions in whatever I'm teaching, right? Then you have to ask the questions. Okay, fine, great. Good to see a lot of people have joined. So the time has come for us to start this meeting. So hello everyone, good to see you all, and let's begin. So here I am going to share my screen. Just you need to confirm me whether the screen is visible or my screen is visible to you or not. I'm just selecting present now and I'm just going to share my entire screen with you guys. Just confirm, guys, okay, whether my screen is visible or not.
It's visible, Arun.
It's visible now. Okay, fine. So I'll be turning off my video. Okay, turn off my camera because your focus should be more on what I am explaining on the screen rather. So once we go to the doubts clearing session, right, then again I will turn on my camera. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm just going off. Okay. So fine. Now the thing is, you're able to see my screen. Is everything clear for you guys? Can you see my screen properly? Here?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Great. Good. So good, guys. Let's get started. Okay, let's get started. The tool I am using here is Xmind tool. Most of the people who have gone through my sessions. I keep using this. Okay, I keep using this mind map thing. Okay, fine. So a lot of people are actually joining guys still. Okay, so I'm getting prompts. So is there any option here to automatically approve them? Anyone know anything about Google Meet? Because I have never explored that
I
area.
think, Arun,
Sir, you can make someone host, sir.
You want me to make other person host? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, one.
So that he can accept the request of others.
Arun, make me host, Arun.
Sure, I'm making that. Okay.
Yeah. I shall take care of it.
Contributors. I think you are already a host, huh, Javed? I'm not getting this. Pin to screen is there. Remove from the call is there. Javed?
Hello.
Yeah, hello. So I'm not getting an option to make you host actually. So
Okay.
You can do for me, Arun. Jilani.
Where are you? What is
Yeah,
your
on the
name?
top. On the top, Sheikh Jil. You can do for me.
You can just give me your name. I just type here in the search box. What is it?
Sheikh
Can you
Jil.
give
SHAIK
HAIK? Okay, got it. I'll try.
Yeah.
For you also, the option is not coming my end. Somehow.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, let's see if there is any other way. From the poll, don't watch. Okay, fine. I'll just see what is there. And all. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, so I'll just checking. No,
There are one option for the host management in options, main options.
These options.
No.
Three dots. I have selected three dots.
Yes. You have clicked like 1 minute ago, like in this triangle icon or something.
Bottom right corner, sir.
Right corner.
This
The
one.
lock and key. No, right to one.
Right one. Yes.
This one. Host control.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Can you enable? Are you able to enable host management?
Yeah, I'm able to share their screen. No. Share chat messages. Send chat messages. Fine. Spend.
No, I think
Turn on their microphone. Turn on their video. Okay. Host must join before anyone
meeting
else.
access type open. No one has to ask. Yes. It's
Open. Let's.
now. I think no need to admit.
Yeah, I'll see. I'll try to make. Yeah.
In that itself, the place that you are seeing before, right? You may have to put the trusted ones so that you can give the host access to them.
Okay, trusted one. People can join without asking their
Mm,
Okay. Okay, better I'll
Open
select
is
this open
no one
option
has to
automatically.
ask to join. Okay, yeah, open will
automatically
be fine.
people-
I believe
open will
you
be
do not
fine.
have to give host access now.
Yeah, they can directly join now, right? So no need to worry much. I think we are good, right? Yeah.
Now people can join straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
correct. Good guys, good. Yes, fine. So I will not get distracted now. If anything is there, Javed will take care of. Okay. So there is one person, Javed, who will be, taking care of your comments and letting me know if anything required. Fine. Anyhow, so is everyone aware of the Xmind tool?
Yes, sir.
Yes, fine. If not, if you are not aware, also it's fine. Okay, so just give a small glimpse of the Xmind tool because it's very beautiful tool, guys. Okay, that anyone can use for anything in your life. Okay, so I keep using this and it has changed a lot of things. Okay, so the way of learning, the way of organizing the stuff, the way of planning and all. So in this today's webinar, I'm going to use Xmind to plan your Selenium learning. Okay, so how to plan our Selenium Java learning, I'm going to cover with the help of this Xmind tool. So basically, I got this software as free, guys. Okay, this is a free software. So if you are not aware of the software, just Google search for Xmind. You will get this link. Just click on that link, and they will charge you, guys. Okay, but if you want to get a free version, you should not go directly here. Rather scroll down completely, and then you will see something known as Xmind 8 Legacy. Okay, this link you have to click. Then you see free download option will come. You have to click here and download the exe file of Xmind and install. And then you can launch the Xmind. It will launch something like this for you. Okay. Fine. So that's how you can get the Xmind and you start using it, guys. Okay. So you will just feel that okay, a lot of things have been changed for you. Okay, because it can be used for any purpose in your life, not just for learning, for anything. If you want to apply some visa or if you want to travel somewhere, you want to plan the stuff, you can use Xmind. Okay, so as simple as that. Fine. Anyhow, we are going to use this Xmind in this webinar, where I'm going to write down all the topics. Okay, for planning Selenium Java learning or Selenium learning, you can say for now. So I'll simply click on this file option and I'll simply say new, and I'll get different options here in a while. In that options, I can select anything. This way I can represent, this way I can create an Xmind and all. But I feel, this one will be more better. Okay, this way of organizing stuff is more better. I can go in a sequential order. Okay, select this, and it will ask you to choose a theme where I'm going to I'm just habituated to use this particular thing. I hope you guys have gone through my sessions, right? Mostly I will be using Coolmint or Blossom 2. So in this session, I'll go with Blossom 2 because it's kind of cool and, decent. Okay. This highlightations of colors, right? Distraction of colors will be there. Here, decent colors will be there. Decent color combination. I'm going with that for now. You can choose anything whenever, you want to create such kind of mind maps using Xmind software. So the mind map got created. So here I will be typing the central topic saying Selenium Java for now. So you can, if I'm talking about Java, you can think about Python or C Sharp or anything is also fine. But for reference, I'm taking Java here, okay, as an example. So fine. So guys, this session is all about, how to plan our Selenium Java learnings, okay? So mainly useful for beginners, guys, okay? And also people who have just started, but, they are not good at in learning. They have some, issues like where I'm heading to, why these things are being taught, okay? Some proper plan is not there, okay? So just answer me, guys. If you want to do something, and if you plan that in advance, will you get the better results? Or if you have not planned it and then you have just did it, you will get the better results. What do you think will be the case?
Plan in advance.
Plan in advance, right? Whatever we are going to do, we need to plan. But what's the problem in planning is you may not have the knowledge already to plan it, right? So there may be a lot of people in this webinar attending the webinar. They are not aware of the topics, okay? So what all I need to learn as part of Selenium Java, they are not aware of. In that case, what may happen is that they will be unable to plan. So how can they plan it by themselves? It's not possible, right? They have to take the help of some other person like me who can, since I know in and out of Selenium Java, okay? So I have done a PhD on it. As you already know my content on YouTube, right? I have done a PhD on it, right? So what happens here is like I'll be the better person to guide you guys in planning this thing, for planning your learning, okay? Because I was also like if you take me 10 years back when I started my Selenium Java learning, okay, I started by writing some blogs and all, okay? My blog, I'll show you my blog, guys, okay? It will be sometimes I have to just go back and just see like Selenium by Arun. This was the initial blog I have started, guys, okay? My journey started here. But at that time, there was a problem. The problem here is very simple. I didn't plan it. I don't know, okay? I don't know that even, how crazy it was like, I don't even know that I need to use Java programming language, okay? I was confused whether I have to automate Selenium with the help of Java or JavaScript, okay? So I was not aware of such kind of basic things were there. Since I was not having such kind of knowledge, I was not able to plan it. So somehow it took a lot of time for me to get to a clarity after taking a lot of batches, after taking a lot of corporate trainings for a lot of students, okay, at Capgemini, SCL. And I did took a lot of trainings for US consultancies. I conducted a lot of batches by myself by, advertising on my blogs and all. By going through all these days, right, of teaching and all, now because of my knowledge and expertise and, knowledge in vast topics, I figured out, okay, I've actually figured out a basic plan that anyone can follow, to enhance their skills in Selenium Java, to learn Selenium Java in a better way to get better results, okay? So this was a point of time where, Selenium by Arun was the time where, these things were not properly done, okay, in a proper order. But they have very good knowledge sharing things, okay? As a beginner, I don't know anything. What is Selenium? I don't know. Okay, I started writing, and I was learning parallelly. But it took me very good time, guys, okay? Because there was no planning. One of the problem without planning if you are learning is, the first problem is, what is the problem? You will not get better results if you don't plan it well, okay? The second problem is, it will take lot of time for you. Time will be wasted. The way the time has been wasted for me, the same way, in your case also, if you don't plan your Selenium Java learning in advance, okay, then it will waste your time. Do you guys agree with me regarding the time? Apart
Yes.
from,
Yes,
better
sir.
results,
Yes.
it will take a lot of time, guys, okay? If you know the plan, if you know the route
Yes,
map,
sir.
where to go and all, you will definitely go. But you are not aware of the route and you have put the Google Maps to assist you, you will get confused whether I am going in a proper route or not, right? Such kind of thing will happen if you don't plan in advance. Okay, so that's why we are in this webinar, guys. Okay, this webinar is all about that. Okay, showing you on a proper roadmap or proper plan. Okay, how to learn. Okay, so behind learning, guys, I'll tell you some things behind Selenium Java learning. So what you have to do and all, what you have to follow and all in this webinar, it will be covered. Fine, great. So fine. These are the topics I got. You see, thousands of articles are there here. I kept on writing. Okay, that's fine. Let me close that. Now let's go with the plan that I want to give you. So first thing that you have to do is you have to first know what is Selenium tool. Okay, introduction. You guys have to know about Selenium. Selenium is an automation tool. Then okay, so here I have to explain you what is Selenium. Okay. If I have to, I'll just increase the size, guys. Okay, so hope you are able to see the size with this font. Is that clear now? Selenium Java introduction. Are the letters clear, or do you want me to increase more?
Yes, sir.
This much
It's
is
fine, sir.
Is fine now?
No,
Okay.
it's fine, sir.
Great, good. Good to see that you guys are active. So just maintain the same thing till the end of this session. Okay, so it will encourage me. Fine. So Selenium Java introduction. Then what is Selenium? We'll start with. But in order to understand what is Selenium, you need to know what exactly software testing is. Right or wrong?
Right, sir. Yes, sir.
I think Selenium. A lot of people have come across, guys. A lot of people have come across. They say that okay, I directly started learning Selenium automation. Then I'll ask them, okay, so do you have any knowledge on software testing? No, I don't have any knowledge. So there's no point. Even they don't know, like software testing, the manual part you can say, okay, I should not be using manual testing word here, but I'll be using manual word here rather. Software testing, the manual part that you are doing as part of software testing, right? Okay. So they don't have that knowledge and they are directly jumping into Selenium automation, believing that Selenium automation has a lot of job market. So what is the point of learning Selenium automation if you don't know what is software testing, right? You are automating the software testing, guys. Okay, here you are automating the software testing. This is mandatory if you want to learn Selenium automation. Having at least some basic knowledge what exactly is done by software testers while performing software testing in a manual way, that you need to be aware of. That basic knowledge should be there. Without that, you should not directly jump to Selenium automation. I'm not saying that you have to learn entire software testing from starting to ending. It's not like that. At least some basic, high level knowledge on what software testers will do, okay, as part of their day-to-day work in a manual way. That knowledge is enough. Okay, so fine. Then you need to know what is automation testing. Then if you understand manual testing, you also need to understand what is automation testing. What is the need of performing automation testing? Okay, already manual is there. With the help of manual, any software tester can go and test the software, and they can find the defects and report the defects and get them fixed by developers, and ultimately we are producing a quality product into the market, delivering a quality product into the market. That's what software testers will generally do in manual. Then why automation testing? You have to ask that question, right? If you don't know why automation and directly starting what is automation testing, that's not a good thing, right? Why you are learning automation testing? It's something you have to answer. Okay, you should know that answer. I'm not answering it here because this topic will get deviated. I'm just giving you some plan how to learn the stuff. Okay, you need to know why automation testing is required, why it is required. Okay, why we have to learn automation testing, you need to know. Okay, fine. That's the one thing. Once you know why we have to automate something, and if you got the answer for that, then start with understand and just find out what Selenium exactly is, Selenium introduction. Okay, that means you are not going to learn entire Selenium at a go. Rather, what we are doing here, just introduction. What exactly Selenium? Selenium is an automation tool. Okay, Selenium is an automation tool. Such kind of topics. Okay, then versions. What type of versions already of Selenium got released into the market? Selenium supports which browsers? Browser support. Okay, which browser Selenium is supporting? Then which operating systems Selenium is supporting? Using which programming? Here I mentioned only Java, but here I can mention programming language support also. which programming languages are supported by Selenium, using which programming language. Java we can write Selenium automation scripts. Using C# we can write the Selenium automation scripts. Using Python we can write the Selenium automation scripts. Like that, there are several programming languages in the market that Selenium will support, so that we can write the Selenium automation scripts in that particular selected programming language that are supported by each. Okay, this kind of basic stuff you have to understand. Okay, so what is automation? How automation is different from manual testing? Why it is required? Then what are the different versions of Selenium that got released into the market? Is there any official website of Selenium? Okay, the official website you have to compulsory know, guys. Okay, official website is very important. Okay, so that you have to know. Then this is all about introduction, and finally the prerequisites is very important. Don't directly jump into learning of Selenium automation. There are some prerequisites that you have to learn. What are the different prerequisites? Can someone answer? For learning Selenium, what may be the different prerequisites? Before you start learning Selenium, what you have to learn?
Java. Any language.
Programming language supported.
Programming language.
Anything else?
Java, Python.
Java or Python and any other languages.
Yeah, this programming language is covered already. So apart from the programming language, at a high level,
Software testing.
software
testing knowledge.
testing, I'll say
Knowledge.
basics only. I'll say basics, at least basic knowledge of what software tester will do. You don't have to learn the entire software testing, but I recommend, okay, at least parallel learn it. Okay, so better to learn software testing, but you see, no one will stop you if you have software testing basics, right? You can still learn it. Okay, But, yeah, so at least if you have software testing basics, no one will stop you from learning Selenium. But it's recommended that you learn software testing first before you start automation, so that you'll know all this stuff, why you are going for automation and all those stuff. If you don't know what is the pain point in doing manual testing, what is the use of learning automation testing, I mean to say. Okay, that's the plan. So fine. Then any other stuff apart from programming language and software testing basics, what are the other things you need to learn?
HTML knowledge.
I'll simply write down as web technologies. I'll not say extensive knowledge, I'll say basics again. You don't have to go very deep. For example, if I say HTML, you don't have to learn the entire HTML. Some basic knowledge is enough. Okay, so I'll write down that basic web technologies like HTML, basic CSS, not entire CSS, only basics, guys. Okay, don't take me wrong here. Only some amount of HTML knowledge is enough. Some amount of CSS knowledge is enough. Anything else? Some amount of JavaScript is enough. What are the basic technologies? JavaScript. Not completely, guys. Some basic knowledge. SQL. That too, basic knowledge. Okay, all these are basics only, guys. Okay, don't learn these topics in depth. Okay, if your focus is on Selenium automation, I'm not stopping you in learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript in depth, but I'm ultimately saying that for Selenium, the basics are enough, I am saying. Okay, so we'll keep writing if required. Okay, for now we'll stick it to HTML, CSS, Java, SQL, and yes, software testing basics, some programming knowledge like Java, etc. Okay, I'll simply say Java for now and say etc. It can be Java, it can be Python, it can be C#, it can be Ruby, it can be JavaScript. Those are the top 5. Okay, apart from that, Selenium supports other programming languages. Many are there. Okay, so you don't have to dig there. Okay, fine. Anyhow, any other stuff apart from this?
API, GitHub.
Those are different stuff. Okay, those are not prerequisites. They are postings. Okay, after you learn Selenium automation, you can go with GitHub, Jenkins, all those stuff. Okay, that's a post. It's not a pre. It is a post one, which will come later. Okay.
Expert.
Yes. Locators. I'll simply say it as locators. We have to learn different type of locators like ID, name, link text, class name, XPath expressions, CS selectors, etc., etc. Okay, all will fall into this. Majorly, you see, ID there is nothing to learn. There is name, nothing to learn. Class name, nothing to learn. Link text, there is nothing to learn much. Okay, the main things that you have to focus as part of prerequisites is XPath expressions is one thing. You have to learn XPath expressions and CS selectors. Okay, some people will say that okay, there are some tools in the market using which I create the XPath expressions. I don't have to learn it. There are some tools in the market okay, by which are free tools, okay, which are very handy tools. Yeah, I can auto generate the CSS selectors. Why I have to create by myself? Why I have to learn this XPath expressions as a separate language or CSS selectors as separate language? Though there are tools also, we should not be depending on the tools, guys. Okay, so we should have our own way. For example, I'll give you guys. You are using a calculator. Okay, the calculator is not coming from a very branded company. Rather, you went into market. Somehow you got one XYZ company calculator. We don't know. That is not that popular in the market. And you start calculating something like gave a very big number plus some other big number is equal to, you got an answer. But since you don't trust that particular calculator, it may be defective. So, can you depend on the calculator at the time, which is giving you the answer, if you are not trusting that properly? No, right? But if you know the calculations by yourself, just to save the time you are using the calculator, that is fine. I'm not saying that we should not be using these tools. There are a lot of tools available in the market, like CrowPath, Selectors Hub. Many are there, guys. Okay, earlier we used to have FirePath. They got deprecated anyhow now. Okay, so a lot of tools came and went off, and now the current top one in the market, top-notch one thing in the market is Selectors Hub. So we can also learn Selectors Hub here, okay, as part of the curriculum, because it's a very good tool. But what I mean to say is that we should not get dependent on it. It should be the final judge. Okay, this is a tool, guys. Okay, Selectors Hub is one tool which can auto-generate these XPath expressions and selectors for you. You have to use this particular tool as a thing for saving your time, but we should not get detected. Okay, already we should have the knowledge of how to create the XPath expressions and CS selectors by your own. And then on the top of that, after having this extensive knowledge, then on the top of that, you use the Selectors Hub to just to save the time only. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You see, introduction itself, lot of topics came, right? So what we can do is, I'll just separate this as a pixel. You see how flexible the Xmind tool is there, right? If you write the same thing in some notebook or something, will it be possible for you to drag this prefix size from here to here? No, right? You cannot undo.
Sir.
You cannot undo. Here, you can take it anywhere. Okay, that's the power of the Xmind tool, guys. Okay, whatever your mind, wants you to organize, that you can do that. That's why the name has come in as Xmind tool. Okay, they have kept it as Xmind. Fine. So prefix size this part. So we'll take one of the prefix side here. So to start with, what is the first prefix side we'll go with? Generally, we'll go with the web technologies. Okay. The next thing that you have to learn as part of Selenium Java plan is that what web technologies you have to learn? HTML is something you have to learn. How much? Only basic knowledge. Basic knowledge is enough. Right or wrong, guys? Or do you have to learn the entire HTML? Or basic knowledge is enough?
Basic knowledge is enough.
Basic knowledge is enough, guys. Okay, if you are able to create some buttons, some checkboxes, some radio buttons, some text box fields, okay, using HTML, that's more than enough. Okay, that much is enough. You don't have to dig it more deep, like what are divs and what are all those stuff. Okay, you don't have to go there actually. Okay, this basic knowledge of HTML is enough. Then next item is what? CSS. You see, HTML, what exactly is HTML? Using HTML, we can create web pages, but we cannot style them. In order to style them, for example, there is one doll, okay? There is one doll which need to be sold in the market. So that particular doll, they have to, decorate it. Like they have to add a lot of, decorative items on the body of that doll. Then it looks attractive. Okay, so children will not buy if it is like there is no proper decoration done to that particular doll. It's a simple doll, like kind of thing is there. No one will purchase it, right, in the market. So though you are using HTML to create that doll, in this case web application, you're creating the web pages. But if the web page doesn't look good UI wise, the colors and all those things are not there. Very plain stuff, very unorganized structure is there in HTML created web pages. Doesn't look good, right? We need the help of CSS. For what purpose? For what purpose we need CSS? Can anyone say for what purpose CSS is enough? Is required?
Changing font color.
Beautifying the
beautifying or styling or whatever font you are saying, right? Styling. Simple is styling. Here, creating pages, creating web pages. But here, styling. I'm just going at a high level, guys. I'm not digging deep, okay? If I keep on digging deep into each and every topic, right, that will take a lot of time. I'm just going with the contents to give you more clarity on how to plan your learning, okay? So at the end, right, we'll get one mind map, which will contain the entire plan. Don't worry, this mind map, our team will share with you, okay? Fine? So fine, okay. Creating pages and CSS for styling, only basic knowledge you have done. But what is the purpose of CSS? Styling in real time, not for Selenium, guys. Okay, HTML in real time need of HTML is for creating pages. For Selenium, there is a different purpose why we have to learn. CSS also in real time as part of development and all web application development, and all developers will use it for styling purpose. Like HTML developers are using for creating pages, whereas CSS developers are using for what? Styling purpose. Okay, but why this HTML and CSS is required for Selenium? Are you aware of why you are learning HTML, CSS? Why we need to learn it?
We are automatic web browser, right? So we should be knowing this. It's complete.
No, that's not the exact answer.
Web elements we need to find out.
Yeah, locators, right?
Yes.
Yes. If you have seen this locators, XPath expressions and CS selectors, okay, to understand these XPath expressions, okay, to create these XPath expressions, the knowledge of HTML, basic knowledge of HTML is required. Otherwise, you'll not be able to. Because if you don't understand the HTML, you have to look at the HTML code of the web page, and then you have to, on the top of that, you have to create XPath expressions. But if you're not aware of this basic knowledge of HTML, then creating these locators by yourself, like XPath expressions, will be difficult. Then you have to depend on these tools like selectors have. Okay, you don't have the knowledge, you have to depend, right? But better you learn XPath expressions, CS selectors, in order to understand how to create the XPath expressions and CS selectors. Okay, especially XPath expressions and both XPath and CSS, we should have the basic knowledge of HTML. That's why we need to learn. Second thing, okay, why we are learning? For understanding, for creating locators. Otherwise, for creating locators, we need the basic knowledge of HTML. This is the main purpose why we are including HTML in Selenium Java learning plan as part of the prerequisite here. Clear, everyone? Is it clear? Why HTML we are learning? What is the reason behind we learn the HTML?
Yes.
That's very, very important, guys. Okay, don't just blindly go and learn something, okay, without knowing why you are learning. Here I'm explaining you with the plan why you are learning this HTML for Selenium. That is very, very important, guys. Okay, similarly, why we have to learn CSS? With HTML learning, you got to know how to create XPath and CSS. It will help that. Okay, that knowledge will be helpful. What about CSS? What about CSS, guys? Why we need to learn it?
Again, to locate with respect to CSS selectors.
Yes, here mainly CSS selectors. Why we have to learn? For in CSS, in this particular topic, as you see, HTML is enough for creating XPath and CSS. But still, I am saying CSS again. Okay. Only learning basic knowledge of HTML, we know we will be able to create XPath and CSS selectors on our own. That's already there. But still, why we have to learn CSS? Is it creating of the locators? Is that the reason?
To check the checkbox.
Because
Hmm.
Same elements can have different kind of beautification, which will again be unique for that particular element.
Not that you are going technically, but let me give you the answer here. Okay, let's not drag it. Actually, let me explain what is the answer for this. For CSS, why we are gaining basic knowledge on CSS for Selenium and all. I'm going to tell you. In CSS, one of the topic is CSS selectors. In CSS only CSS selectors is there. That CSS selectors we are using in Selenium automation to locate the elements. Able to understand now? Guys, able to understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So in CSS, we have a topic known as CSS selectors. So what the web developers will do is, in order to style, for example, in a web application, there will be only one page or multiple pages, generally. Tell me, guys. In a web application, there will be single page or multiple pages.
Multiple pages.
Pages will be there. Let's say there is a button, okay? There is a button on a web page, and one of the web page of the application, and on another web page of the same application, again another button is there. Will that look good if one page the color of the button is in orange color, in another page the color of the button is in green color, in another page of the application the color of the button is in blue color? Do you think the web application has been designed properly in that case?
No.
No. You see, it has to maintain the same color throughout the different web application pages. So that's where in CSS selectors topic came into picture. Using the CSS selectors, okay, using the CSS selectors, we can create, kind of thing where we can apply the stylings at the page level, an external file level, okay. You see, in a single page also there is a possibility of having multiple buttons or not. I'll draw this for you, okay. If you are getting confused, just let me explain this. For example, there is a single page. In the single page there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons, and same styling should be applied. Same color should be there. Same font, text font on this button should be there. In that case, do you keep on applying style for separate buttons separately individually? That is a good process. Or applying the styling at the page level is better.
Playing styling
Page level is better.
Yeah.
Page level is better. So there are something in CSS selectors in the HTML code itself, some CSS selectors part, some in between some tags and all. Okay, here we will mention the CSS selectors. Okay, in HTML code we'll mention the CSS selectors. Using the CSS selectors for all the buttons, the same styling will be applied. The CSS selector indirectly is locating these buttons or not to apply the stylings technically. Is CSS selector applying the same styling or not?
Yes.
These buttons. So developers are using the CSS selectors either at the page level or maybe at the web application level. There may be multiple pages, and on the multiple pages there are different buttons of the same kind. Okay, there are different buttons of the same kind. Now, to all these buttons on all these pages of the web application, the same styling should be there. So for that, we'll create a separate CSS file. In that CSS file, we have to mention the CSS selectors. With the help of the CSS selectors, we'll be able the required buttons will be located internally by CSS selectors and styles will be applied. That is the main reason of CSS. Okay, that's the main reason of CSS selectors in CSS. That's the main part of CSS. That's the actual topic of CSS only. We are just thinking that CSS selector is another type of locator. Is it directly like that, or CSS selector is one of the topic in CSS? What do you think, guys? Cascading style sheets. In that, CSS selector is a topic or CSS selector is a locator? Now tell me.
It's a topic.
It's a topic in CSS that we are using for our purpose to create the locators. Okay, for making Selenium, locate the elements on the web pages. Okay, so that's what you need to understand. This kind of plan you should have. Why you are learning, what need to be learned in a particular order, in what order you have to learn the things. That is very, very much important when you are going for Selenium Java learning. Okay, fine. Anyhow, so web technology, HTML is over, CSS is over. What are the other things left out? JavaScript. Let's go with the JavaScript. Okay. JavaScript, do you have to learn like anything? No. You don't have to be an expert. Okay. Basic knowledge. Again, basic knowledge is enough. Okay. So why we have to learn JavaScript for Selenium automation? Tell me, guys. Why we have to learn JavaScript for Selenium automation? What is the reason behind learning JavaScript or making it part of our contents as part of Selenium automation? Anyone?
In Postman, we are using JavaScript.
Okay. Any other questions? Any other answers?
Sometimes we cannot
Handle the alerts and pop-ups.
Okay. To handle the alerts and pop-up. Any other answers?
Sometimes we take the screenshots.
Okay. Sometimes we can take the screenshots. Okay. And
Scroll up and down.
Scroll up and down. Lot of things you are saying, but what is the ultimate reason? Shall I tell you?
The responsive design checklists.
Okay. All these are the reasons, but what is the actual thing behind that? Let me tell you guys. Okay. So you can mute yourself, guys. I'll tell you the answer. Okay. Yeah. Good. So
JavaScript interface also.
What is that? Come again.
Selenium will support a JavaScript interface also.
Okay, that's another answer, that's fine. But let me give you the actual answer, okay? Correct answer now. What is the correct answer is, I'm not saying your answers are wrong. To some extent, your answer is correct, but it's not apt. it's not directly straightforwardly the correct one. Okay, so what I mean to say here is, you see, Selenium is a tool, right? Everyone is okay, right? Selenium is a tool, everyone knows that, right? Automation tool, everyone is on the point, right? Selenium is an automation
Yes.
tool. Okay,
Yes.
that everyone knows that. But Selenium has its own limitations. You see, Selenium doesn't have the entire capability to do everything by itself. There may be some situations where Selenium will not be able to perform some activity like scrolling up the page, scrolling down the page. By default, there are no direct commands in Selenium to scroll the page or scroll up the page or whatever that is. Suppose you want to display some random alerts on the web page, okay, using by use Selenium. There is no direct command in Selenium to do that. So what we are doing is, here just focus guys, okay, in this plain diagram you focus. So we are writing the Selenium code. Let's assume that this box is the Selenium code. In that Selenium code, there is a mechanism where you can even include the JavaScript code. Okay, inside the Selenium code, we are going to include some, what guys? What is this? We are going to include some JavaScript code. That means if Selenium is not able to do some activity like scrolling of the page, is there? Tell me guys. Already some people know Selenium automation here, right? Tell me, is there a direct command in Selenium automation to scroll the page up and down? Anyone who already have the knowledge of Selenium? There is no direct command in Selenium. So how that can be done? Like that, hundreds of possibilities will come tomorrow. For each and every small activity, if Selenium WebDriver goes and create a command for that, the commands list will be very huge, right? So we should not go into another world altogether. Just for the case of scrolling up and down, you should not be creating thousands of commands again. So what Selenium guys have done is, they have introduced only one simple command. They have included only one simple command using which we can input this JavaScript, okay, to this command of Selenium WebDriver. We can, inside this command of Selenium WebDriver, we can write this JavaScript code. Okay, Selenium is giving a command. Inside that command, we can pass the JavaScript code. Then Selenium command will run this JavaScript code. Okay, to perform something that Selenium by default cannot perform something. Okay, to scroll the page up, down, to display an alert, to display a prompt, JavaScript prompt, to display a confirmation, JavaScript confirmation dialog, JavaScript alerts, etc., etc., etc. Now clear guys why you are learning JavaScript here? Is that clear?
Yes, Arun.
Selenium has some capability, I assume that, but it has to go to the next level. You see, a lot of doors need to be opened where Selenium cannot give all the commands by itself. Rather, Selenium, what it wants to do is, it has to utilize the power of JavaScript inside it. There may be some situations where there may be another situation where, apart from this enhancing the capability of Selenium in doing something that Selenium by default cannot do, there's one more thing where sometimes in rare situations, 99% cases it will work guys, but in maybe 0.01 something like kind of percentage, what happens rarely in real-time projects is, you want to click on a particular button using the command that is there in the Selenium WebDriver. Okay, in the Selenium automation tool, there's a command guys. Okay, that command is not working. The command is there. Earlier, to scroll up, scroll down, there was no direct command. So we are directly assuming and running the JavaScript code. We are inputting the JavaScript code in this Selenium WebDriver command so that the page will scroll up and down. Okay, that direct command is not there. There may be some situation where Selenium has a command, but it is not working. Then what is the alternative? If the click command is not working,
Then we can take a JavaScript.
yes. Alternative way we have to go. If the normal click command of Selenium WebDriver is not working, then an alternative way or option is that we have to run JavaScript with the help of Selenium. Then in JavaScript way of clicking is different, whereas Selenium way of clicking is different, so it may work. Okay, that's the possibilities. Okay, so hope you got the idea, right? Why JavaScript is required?
Yes.
That is very important, guys. Why is very important? Okay, why we need to learn it for Selenium is something I answered it. Okay, fine. 2 answers I gave. Answer 1. Answer. Okay, great. Guys, mute yourself. Some noise is coming. You just mute. Okay, great. Fine. Then SQL. Now tell me why SQL. SQL also you have to learn the basic knowledge. Okay, basic knowledge is enough. But compared to HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL is the last priority anyhow in terms of web technology space, right? But why we need to learn it is the question. Everyone knows about SQL, right? What is the main purpose of SQL in real time in
To
software
store
world?
the data, manage the data of user.
To retrieve the data, to create the data, to store the data, to modify the data. Okay, lot of stuff. To organize the data. What is that? What is the last
CRUD
one?
operations.
CRUD operations, right? Correct. In short, CRUD, right? CRED, I guess. Create, retrieve, okay, all those stuff. Okay, so delete and all those stuff. Okay, so CRUD actually. Okay, create, retrieve. U stands for update, D stands for delete. All this for C level commands, there are C commands, C related commands, creating commands in SQL. Like you can create a database, you can create a table, you can create a row, all those stuff. Okay, like that kind of thing. Okay, for deleting also, deleting a table, deleting a database, all this will come into D of that CRUD word. Okay, the 4-letter word that you are answering, right? That means that actually CRUD, CRUD. C means creating, R means retrieving. You are retrieving the information. If you go to anything, for example, you went to some makemytrip.com, you entered some, you gave some input like from and to destination and click on search. All the flights information will be retrieved. Okay, retrieved. Otherwise, okay. For that, SQL queries are being used internally by the application. Okay, the SQL kind of. Okay, so the next one, update. Things change, guys. Okay, your package will not be same every year, right? In the 2023 year, let's say your package is 5 lakhs. Tomorrow in 2025, your package may be 8 lakhs. The things are changing. We have to update the data over a period of time. For that, we need some operations to be done in SQL, which can SQL queries we have to run, which will update the data, which is already existing in the table. Finally, delete. When something happens where you no more need to store the data in the database, you have to delete it, right? For the delete related commands will be there, deleting the table, deleting the database, and all the stuff, deleting the data, deleting the rows, columns, whatever it is. Okay, a lot of things are there. But the question here is, the basic knowledge is fine, but why we need to learn it? What is the reason? For Selenium, in Selenium, why we are learning SQL? That should be part of some other technology thing and software learning and all. Why we are learning SQL in Selenium automation course? Tell me, guys. Anyone?
To know the data from where it is coming and where the updating the data.
See, if you have to answer this question, you need to understand that why we are using Selenium automation for automating an application, though we are already there to do manual testing, right? Though we are able to perform software testing in a manual way, why we need an automation tool? What is the reason? Why, guys?
To save time.
Okay.
Save time, performance.
You see, repeatedly the automation scripts, you see, every day you are doing the same thing over a period of time. Okay, lot of time will be wasted for sure. Okay, you'll not be able to focus your things on something that is burning up in the application where your testers focus should be there. Okay, where manual intervention should be required and a lot of defects need to be extracted. There you will not be focusing. If you daily you come to the office routinely, you will do the same task every day, log into the application, log out from the application, creating an account. Every day you are doing the same stuff. Will you get the defects? No. You have to focus on something that is burning up. Nowadays of Agile and Scrum, right? You see, you will get a lot of stories that you need to complete in that 1 or 2 weeks of Scrum. Okay, Scrum sprint actually. So in that sprint period, you have to complete that task. But if you do daily, if you do the same repeating stuff like login, log out, forgot password, all those stuff, will you get the time to perform testing on the required things in the application?
No.
Answer is no.
Yeah.
So when the application evolves, in the beginning it's possible, guys. Okay, in the beginning you can do manual automation, everything is possible. Okay, but over a period of time, the application will become something very big. The application will be it will be kind of complex application over a period of time. Okay, if you see Amazon application in the beginning days, it was very simple. Okay, there is an application like Wayback Machine. You can just go to Wayback, you just Google search for Wayback Machine, guys. In that search for Amazon.com or .in, whatever it is, and search. and you have to select a particular date and time period and all, it will show you like or give a preview of the application how the Amazon was looking at that period of time. Now if you see Amazon.in or Flipkart or whatever it is, the look and change and the way of the number of functionalities got increased like anything over a period of time, right? Now if you are still checking the same login logout after this many years, will you get time to build new things or test new things? No, not possible. That's where automation is required, guys. Okay, mainly in complex applications which will take a lot of time for a tester to finish testing. In simple applications, automation may not be useful, but in complex applications which were built over a period of years altogether, automation plays a very crucial role and gives you a lot of fruits. Okay, it will save your time like anything, and you can focus your thing on the important stuff where the defects can be extracted. That's the main priority. Okay, so fine, that's all good. That's the reason you are learning automation, that you got the answer now. But why we are learning a SQL for Selenium? You see, have you heard about a term known as database testing, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Usually in banking applications that they do.
Yeah, database testing. You see, whatever the data you are entering into the application, can you confirm by entering that the same data got stored as it is in the database? Can you confirm by yourself?
No, sir.
You see, there is an e-commerce application. In the e-commerce application, there is a registration form. You are creating a user. For that, you give first name, last name, email, telephone number, and so on stuff. And clicked on the register button or submit button, whatever that is there. Account got created. Visually, you are very happy saying that, okay, my account got created with whatever the details. But are you sure?
No.
No, we don't know how the data you entered into this went into the server, and the server did it store in the. You see, front side view is the browser. In browser, you gave the instructions or data and clicked on something, and that activity should be done by server of the application. Server will process this request, and appropriately it need to run a SQL query on the database to create that particular new user into which table? Users table, right? But is the data saved as it is into the database table? We are not sure. How to confirm that? We have to perform what? To confirm that, what we have to do? We have to perform database testing. We have to perform. How we have to perform? Manually, we have to run the SQL queries by getting access to the database of the application from the client. You have to ask your client, G, please give the access to this, some credentials to access the database of this application. I would like to run some SQL queries manually to see whether whatever the account I created from the UI, the data is getting saved in this particular table or not. Then the client will give you the access. You enter the credentials and all, then run the queries and all. But this is done in a manual way or automatic way in this example I told you. Manual way.
Manual.
Right? But in Selenium, you can write the scripts in such a way that using JDBC, in case of Java, using Selenium and JDBC, you can connect to the database with the credentials given by the client automatically. You don't have to perform this database testing manually. With the help of Java has a topic known as JDBC, Java Database Connectivity, we call it as in full form. Using the JDBC of Java, Selenium, and in together with the JDBC and all, we will be running the queries once an automation test is completed. Automatically, you need to run the SQL query to get the data that is stored in the database and compare whether the entire the data that has been inputted into the application is matching with the data that is stored in the database. That to automatical way, just to perform database testing. That basic knowledge of SQL is required, because in Selenium automation, with the help of Java, JDBC as part of programming language, we have to run some SQL queries. That is the only reason to perform database testing, to automate the database testing. Okay, why we have to learn database testing and why we have to learn SQL? To automate what? To automate
Database.
automate database testing. It is required, guys. Okay, I don't want to show you all the stuff like how to run that and configurations. It's not the time, because we'll get deviated. Only high level topics why we are learning and that you have to know. No. Okay, the main important three web technology 3 sets are completed. Apart from that, the other one that you have to learn is locators, guys. Next topic is what? Locators. In locators, what are the different type of locators we have? ID, name, last name, link text,
partial link text.
Partial link text,
CSS selector,
CSS selectors,
export
path expressions. XPath expressions actually, okay? We generally short formly we call it as XPath, but it's XPath expressions that we are using as locators for locating the elements on the web page by helping the Selenium. Okay. So out of all this stuff, guys, this you don't have to learn extensively as a prerequisite. Very simple stuff. This is very simple stuff, right or wrong? We have to do a master's in this, no, right? There's nothing to do here, okay? We just need to go to HTML code and then get the ID. That's it. That's enough, right? But coming to CSS selectors and XPath expressions, we have to learn in depth. From scratch, we should be able to create the XPath expressions by ourselves without depending on the tool. Okay, we have to learn from scratch to advanced level to create them by ourselves without depending on any tool. One of the example of the tool is selector sub. Okay, I'm not saying that selector sub is bad. If I say selector sub is bad, even calculator application is bad, right? It's not like that. We have to leverage that application to save the time. We are using calculator day to day to save our time in doing calculations. Okay, we don't have so much of time. We are using nowadays ChatGPT is there in the market. Is it bad? No, it's good only. Okay, reason behind that is we have to save the time by using that application and make our work more better and efficient. Okay, that's what we have to do. So the CS selectors XPath expressions have to be learned in depth, guys. Okay, we have to learn in depth, not just high level or in depth here. Which is coming to HTML, basic only. CSS, basic only. JavaScript, basic only. SQL, basic only. But coming to CSS and XPath, basic or depth?
In depth.
In depth, you have to learn, guys. Don't ignore this. A lot of people make this. Even people who are currently working in companies, right? They are ignoring this point, okay? In depth, you have to learn, okay? I mean, just focusing it more. Just see. Fine. That's what you have to see. Then, so in order to learn CSS and XPath, you should have the basic knowledge of what? HTML and
CSS. JavaScript. Yeah.
JavaScript not required. HTML and CSS for the CSS XPath expressions. Okay, JavaScript is for Selenium. Okay, whereas HTML and CSS for having the knowledge on the HTML and CSS, we'll be able to learn how to create these XPath expressions and CSS selectors by ourselves from scratch. Okay, from scratch we can create if you have this knowledge of HTML and CSS. Okay, and after learning HTML and CSS, you should know like how to learn this XPath CSS. That's a detailed sessions. I cannot deviate there. Okay, but you should know that you should not depend on the tools. Okay, so you have to learn by yourself, and you should be able to create this XPath expressions and CSS characters by yourself manually on the fly. On the fly, you should be able to create this. So that much expertise you have to gather or gain. Now, what is the other one apart from locators? Web technology is over, locators over. What are other stuff? Software testing basics.
Need core Java also, right?
Yeah, after that will come software testing basics. Without knowing what is software testing, okay, without having knowledge of what is software testing, even though you learn automation, that is of no use, okay? So better you have some software testing knowledge, why software testers are performing testing, what type of activities they are doing in performing testing, what type of applications will be there, what are the different domains in the application, this kind of basic knowledge, how to report the defects, how to how the developers will fix the defects, how we retest the defects, okay, how we close the defects, how we are contributing as software testers to improve the quality of the software by performing testing. These questions you should have the knowledge of. Then you are good to go. There's nothing. Okay. If you know internally what software testers do day to day, that's enough, more than enough. Okay. Then next, software testing basic. After the last topic, as coming to prerequisites, what is the other thing that is left out? What is the other thing that is left out, guys? In prerequisites. Programming language. The final one is it can be any, because Selenium supports different programming languages starting from Java, C#, Python, Ruby, JavaScript. Okay, many are there. Okay, the major ones are this whatever I listed, right? Java, Python, C#, Ruby, JavaScript are the major ones, and remaining all are not major. Okay, so I will take an example instead of going with Java, Python, and all. I will take an example of Java here itself. Okay, coming to Java as part of the prerequisite, do we have to learn the entire Java?
No, core Java.
No, not required. Okay. Then what is enough? Only
Java.
Core Java.
Core Java, which is pure programming. Okay. In Java, we have advanced Java where developers will use it for developing some applications and all. But that level is not required for Selenium automation. The actual programming part stays in core Java part of the Java. So only core Java part of Java is enough. So then, what is not enough? What is not required? What is not required to learn?
Advanced Java.
Advanced Java you can ignore. Advanced Java we can ignore. Okay, so this much. So core Java, whatever the topics, you see, I'm not saying you should be an expert in core Java. Whatever the things of core Java that are required for Selenium that you can learn, I'll just give you a basic list, basic high level list of what we need to learn in Java. This is very important, guys. Okay, that's why I'm just focusing more here. First, introduction to Java. These are the topics that you have to learn. Then basic building blocks of Java. You see, if I ask you to write a book, can you write it directly without learning English and all those stuff? Is it possible for you without learning that communication language and all? Is it possible for you? No. And when you are learning, if you remember your LKG and UKG days, where you started your learning in English, guys, capital letters we start first of all. Capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. Then you learn that. Then after that, slowly they introduce the lowercase letters like lowercase letter A, lowercase letter B, C to Z. Once you're good with that, then slowly they started introducing some images with some words. A for apple, B for ball, C for cat, like that. Okay. Then words are completed. Then they started in other slowly when we grow up, right, in our schooling days, when you keep on leveling up like from LKG, UKG, first class, second class, slowly words will come. Then in another class you will get sentences, sentence formations, proper way of sentence formations and all will come. Once the sentences formation is over, then paragraphs will come. Once the paragraphs are over, pages will come. Once the pages are over, chapters will come. Chapters are over. Finally, the book can be done. This is how we have to learn anything. For learning Java also, for learning core Java for Selenium also, we have to implement the same process. Planning is very important. Here, introduction, what is Java? Java is a programming language. That much is enough. Then, basic building blocks. What are the basic building blocks, ABCDs of Java? Tell me, guys, to get started learning Java. Anyone can say what is the basic building blocks? At a high level, I'm going to list down topics here.
Variables.
Variables, methods,
Data types.
Literals means data. Literals means data only. Okay. Any other things? Operators. Operators and
Conditional statements.
method.
No. That is conditional statements next level. Basic building blocks are these four major ones. Okay. Variables, data types, literals, and operators. Okay. Once the basic building blocks are over, then you have to go to the next level. Next level is what?
Methods.
Now ABCDs are over. Now words need to be done. Here, control flow statements in Java. Control flow statements or control flow statements with means selection statements like if block, if else block, switch case, if else loop, blocks, etc. Okay, selection statements means we have to learn if selection statements, if else. Okay, I'm just listing down the topics. If you're not good with Java, just ignore this, guys. Okay, so I'm just creating a plan because there is no other way. Okay, I cannot explain Java here entirely. You have to understand that. Else if, else. Then finally what? Switch case. These are selection statements of control flow statements in the next level of Java, core Java. And after that, we have what statements, guys? Selection statements. Another one is iterative or iterative statements. Here, looping. The same code need to be run many times. In selection statements, using these things, we can make a decision whether to run the code or skip the code. Okay. But in iterative statements, looping, the same code need to be run multiple times. Okay. So we have something like while loop. For loop.
For each loop.
For each loop is there. Okay. So coming to this one, we can use, but for each loop, we have to use arrays and collections only. So this topic won't be explained at that point of time generally. So later when arrays concepts will come and, the other thing is like, collections concepts will come, we generally implement the for each loop. Okay. Till then, we cannot learn it. Then other statements. statements. Okay. So here we have to learn what?
Break and continue.
Break, continue,
Continue.
try, catch,
Catch.
finally.
Right.
Okay, these are the ones you have to learn. Any other thing? Written. Now another one is written. Sorry. Let me just write it down as written. Okay. In methods we have written keyword. In try catch functionally, try catch finally is from exception handling mechanism of core Java. Break and continue, we can simply learn it. Okay. So these things need to be learned during exception handling. These things need to be learned during methods. Okay. Then what is the other next level? Then we have to go to another level, right? Then otherwise I'll simply say level 2 here. Level 1 is basic building blocks. Level 2 is the control flow statement. What is the level 3 in Java?
Constructors, sir.
Methods. Then
Constructors.
constructors. Methods, constructors, etc. etc. Basically methods, guys. Okay, I'll simply say methods only. Constructors I will not say, I'll tell you later. So methods, okay. So data will be stored into the variables, whereas logic will be stored into the methods basically at a high level. Okay. After methods of Java is done, I'm going to list down at a high level, guys. We'll go to the level 4 where we start with the object-oriented concepts of Java. What is that one? Object-oriented concepts of Java. Like what are the object-oriented things, guys? Can anyone
Inheritance, polymorphism, abstract,
encapsulation,
abstraction, encapsulation.
Abstraction, right, correct. Any other stuff? Object and class. Simple. Object, class, inheritance, encapsulations, polymorphism, abstraction. Okay, these are the things. That object-oriented concepts of Java. To learn this object-oriented concepts of Java, first we need to understand what is an object. Then we have to learn what is a class. Then after learning this, we have to learn what?
Inheritance.
Yes, other things like inheritance and all that will come as part of other topics here. Okay, first object-oriented concepts of Java at a level of objects and classes. Objects and classes we have to learn. Then level 5 is other things of
Collection framework.
no. Other things of will come here. Once you learn this, right, you have to learn modifiers, something known as what? Modifiers. There are two types of modifiers in Java. That is, one is access modifiers. Access modifiers. And this is very important topic, guys. Okay, this will take you to the next level. Okay, access modifiers and non-access modifiers. Access modifiers and non-access modifiers. In coming to the access modifiers, there are something like public,
private, default, protected,
and finally default one. Okay, I'll not explain what these are, but I'm only listing them down for your reference here as per the plan. Coming to the non-access modifiers, static, final. Any other things? There was one more thing, I guess. Abstract, yes. Clear?
Abstract, yes.
Static, final, abstract. Okay. So once you learn about these modifiers, then level 6, we will go for interfaces. What are they? Interfaces. Okay. Interfaces, we have to go with that. Then abstract classes and interfaces. They have a difference. Okay. You can either mark a class as abstract class, or for complete, abstraction, this partial abstraction is abstract classes. Whereas full abstraction is interfaces. Okay, that you will understand during the sessions. Okay, that detailed learning when you do. But as per the plan, I don't go deep into these topics. Level 7. What may be the level 7? File handling mechanism. Or before file handling, we have something known as exception handling mechanism in Java. Okay, there may be some runtime errors that may be coming. Okay, to handle such kind of runtime errors and make the program continue running. If you get that kind of runtime errors, what will happen? Program will stop there itself. But if you want the program to continue running despite of getting a runtime error, we have to handle that kind of runtime error which comes during the output of running the code. Okay, using exception handling mechanism. Mainly the main topic here we have is a try catch blocks. Try catch blocks and other stuff. Okay. This major one is try catch. Then we'll go for the level 8. What is the level 8? In level
File
8,
handling.
what is the file handling mechanism? How to read from a file, how to write content into a file. Okay, many ways are there. Okay, not just one way. There are multiple ways of reading from a file, writing into a file. Okay, file handling mechanism. Whatever the activities that we generally do with a file, like creating a file, deleting a file, writing data into the file, extracting the data from the file and printing into the output, etc., etc. Okay, that is file handling. For that, we have several classes like file reader, file writer, buffer reader, buffer writer. Okay, and many more, guys. File input stream. These things you have to learn, guys, compulsory. Okay, these topics I'm listing down, you have to learn. File output stream. There was another thing. What is the other thing, guys? Apart from this file reader, writer, buffer writer.
Serialization.
No. Other, just this kind of class will be there. Some writer, print writer or something, print reader or something is there. I don't remember that. That's fine, but that is a very advanced one compared to. Okay, that's fine. Let's not worry about that. One more thing is that I'll just update that. No need to worry. Then looks like it is a print writer only, if I remember properly. So that's it. That will be more than enough. Okay. So file handling. So level 9. After you know how to use these classes and all these things for performing different operations. Okay. Apart from these classes, we'll also have some kind of methods. Okay. File class will be there. Some methods will be there. Whether that is that particular file you are creating is a directory or it is a real file. Like many things are there. We have some methods to create a file, delete a file, etc., etc., etc. Whether the file exists or not. If it doesn't exist, you have to create. Like that, many things are there in file handling. At a high level, it is file handling mechanisms, guys. Okay. Then level 9 is what? What is the level 9, guys? Then tell me. What is the other topic then? Level 9.
Collections.
Fine. The final topic that you have to learn. Okay. Later you can be an expert, guys. Okay. When you are learning Selenium automation, you don't have to be an end-to-end expert in core Java. These topics, whatever I have listed, are more than enough to get started with Selenium automation. Mute yourself, guys. Mute yourself. Okay. You have to learn correct. Yes. I want everyone to mute. Okay. So there is a background noise coming. Okay. Collections framework is very important and it's the final topic that I would like to recommend when you get started. And I don't want to stop you with collections framework here. You can learn all the other topics of core Java also. Okay. Many topics are there, but when you plan in a proper way, you don't have to learn the entire Java. You just learn this stuff, then go with Selenium automation, go with creating the frameworks and all the stuff. Later, once everything is done, when you have ample time, then go with other topics of Java, enhance lot of knowledge in Java, core Java. That's okay. You can even step into advanced Java also at that point of time if there is some link within in creating the frameworks and all those stuff with that kind of things. Okay, so as part of the prerequisite, you don't have to learn the entire Java, entire core Java. You don't have to learn. These listed down topics are more than enough. Okay, so in collections framework, I recommend these topics like what are the topics I recommend, guys? What are the classes we have?
Collection.
Array list, linked list.
Yes, array list. Linked list is not required at this
Set.
moment.
Map.
State. Iterator.
Yeah, this is a set, hash map, array list. Any other topics?
Tree map.
Not required. Those many topics are not required. These three things, and we have something known as iterator interface, and iterator method is also there. Okay, so those things and any other stuff is required. I think this much is enough, more than enough. Okay, iterator, hash map, hash set, and array list. These are more than enough for collections framework. And we have missed one more thing here. What is the one more thing?
Arrays.
Yes, right. After methods, after object-oriented concepts, at level 5 itself, before going for modifiers, at level 5 itself, we have to cover arrays. Into a single variable, if you want to store multiple values, normal variables are not enough. we need to create arrays. But arrays are fixed in size, hence we need collections framework. The collections framework are not fixed in size. Once you declare in arrays, the size will get fixed. During the program continuation, we cannot increase the size of the array. The number of values that we are storing in the array variable cannot be modified later in the program. But in collections framework, it's an ongoing process. We can keep on. It's kind of very flexible that it can grow in size. Okay. So to overcome the limitations of the arrays, array list came into picture, guys. Okay, in collections. Okay, that's what is the collections are. So I'll just give the numbers properly. Level 6 is modifiers. Level 7 is interfaces. Level 8 is exception handling. Level 9 is the file handling mechanism. And level 10 is collections framework. And in the collections framework, collections framework is very big topic, guys. This will be more than enough. Array list, hash set, hash map, iterator are more than enough to get started. Don't waste your time in doing a PhD in Java in this stage. Maybe you can do the PhD or in core Java or whatever the Java after you complete learning of Selenium automation as per the plan. Then go for whatever the level you want to go with. Okay, I'm not stopping you in learning Java at any point of time. You can continue learning Java to its full extent, but first thing is you have to complete Selenium automation. That is according to the plan. Then what next? Programming. Hope you understood it. Then any other prerequisites left out here? All are completed, right? What will be the next topic, guys? What will be the next topic? Mute yourself, guys. Mute yourself.
Postman tool.
No. You have to learn something known as what? Selenium WebDriver. Okay, mute yourself, guys. Mute yourself. All mute. All mute yourself. Okay. So what is that, guys? Selenium WebDriver. This is the main component of Selenium. What is this, guys? Main component of Selenium. What does it contains? It contains several methods, predefined methods. You can also call them as commands if you want. There are a lot of predefined methods in the library. It is a library, like Java is a library containing a lot of things to write the Java program. Similarly, Selenium WebDriver is another library, kind of API library, you can say. It acts as a main component of Selenium. The main automation that you do with Selenium is done with the help of Selenium WebDriver. That means that Selenium is not a single tool. Here I missed one topic in the beginning. Selenium introduction. Here I need to say components of Selenium. Okay, what are the different components of Selenium? Selenium IDE. Selenium RC used to be there, but it's now deprecated. You don't have to learn it. It's already got deprecated, means outdated. No one is using in the market. In place of Selenium RC, later Selenium WebDriver came into the picture. This is the main component of Selenium. It's a main component using which we write or create the automation scripts using Selenium. Selenium IDE is a record and playback tool. It's a codeless automation tool where you don't have to write any automation scripts. Automatically, you have to simply write the automation scripts just like recording a video and run the automation scripts just like playing a video. Okay, whatever the video you recorded, that you are playing back. So then it's known as record and playback. But in real time, do you use Selenium IDE in real time for automation purpose? Not used much in real time. We have to ignore it mostly until unless your client specifically says that for this small application Selenium IDE is enough, then you have to go. But you should not do automation with Selenium IDE. Lot of maintenance issues and it's not worth the time. Okay, so but I'm not saying you should completely avoid learning Selenium IDE. At least some basic knowledge. Basic knowledge is enough, guys. You don't have to be an expert in Selenium IDE. Basic knowledge will be fruitful. Don't waste your time in learning the entire Selenium IDE until there is a requirement in your project. Okay? So basic knowledge is more than enough. Some basic set of commands and how to use Selenium IDE to record and playback, that is more than enough. It's a codeless automation tool. You don't have to write any code here. But this is not recommended to use in real time for automation. The main component of Selenium that we generally use in Selenium automation is what, guys? Out of these three things for now, is what? Main component is what? Selenium WebDriver. Okay, it comes with a lot of commands. It comes with a lot of commands using which there will be a command to click on a button. Click command. There is a command to type text into the text fields like send keys command. There's an option to select a checkbox field. Using the click command, we can select. Using the click command, we can select the radio button. Like that, many commands are there in Selenium. Fine. So Selenium WebDriver is the main thing that we have to focus more. After core Java, our focus will be on Selenium WebDriver. Last component is what, guys? Selenium Grid. This one is not a separate component. It need to be used along with Selenium WebDriver for enhancing what? Distribution of code. For distributing code across multiple machines. Let's say in your company there are 5 to 6 computers which are connected over a LAN, and you don't want to run the scripts only in your machine. Rather, you want to distribute these automation scripts across multiple machines. Later when you use test engine kind of stuff for enabling the parallel execution. For enabling the parallel execution, you are going to use what? Test engine. Using test engine will enable the parallel execution later, and Selenium Grid will provide the capability of distributing the scripts. So what will happen? What is the use of the Selenium Grid? Selenium Grid with help of test engine, what can be achieved? Test engine is enabling parallel execution where Selenium Grid is distributing the code across multiple machines that are connected over a LAN. Then what will happen next? What is the outcome? What is the use? Able to understand, guys? It will save your time. Okay? It will save your time. Why? Why it will save your time? Guys, why it will save the time?
You can perform all the things at a time.
If you are running the scripts only in a single machine, one by one script, there are 1,000 automation scripts you have written in Selenium Automation WebDriver and all. If you are running script one by one, this has taken 5 minutes, this has taken 3 minutes, 2 minutes, again 5 minutes, some 4 minutes, and so on. One by one they are running, okay? So now what if instead of that, you connect multiple machines like this in the LAN or something, and using Selenium Grid, we are distributing our automation scripts to run on different machines, okay? One of the automation script will run here, okay? One of the automation script will run here, another automation script will run here, another automation script will run here. At same time, we are, along with Selenium WebDriver, we are using test engine to enable the what? Using test engine, what can be enabled? To enable
Multiple execution.
Parallel execution, okay? So by enabling the parallel execution, though the scripts are getting, using distribution is done by Selenium WebDriver. Parallel execution enabling is done by test engine. By doing that, what's happening? In multiple machines, scripts are getting executed. Not only that, on the top of that, because of test engine with Selenium Grid, the scripts are running parallelly. While one script is running in this machine, another machine don't have to wait for the script to be completed. Same time, because of test engine parallel execution enabling in this grid setup. While the script is running in this machine, another script is running here, another script is running here, another script is running simultaneously. At a time, how many scripts are running in this diagram? 4 scripts. Okay, like that. So instead of running one script at a time, we are running 4 scripts by leveraging the machines, okay, and enabling the parallel execution with test engine and distributing the scripts using to multiple machines with Selenium Grid. So is Selenium Grid a separate component, or it need to be accompanied with Selenium WebDriver? Companies what? Companies Selenium WebDriver. Got it, guys? Is it clear? We have to use Selenium Grid along with Selenium WebDriver. Okay, that's what I mean to say. Fine. Then Selenium WebDriver, we are going to learn. A lot of commands will be there, like click command, get command, okay, send keys command. Any other commands you remember? Manage command, driver.manage.window.maximize, such kind of commands. Okay.
Navigate.
What is that? Navigate commands, etc. etc. I don't want to go there. Lot of things. Get text, get attribute. Many commands are there. Okay. Good number of commands. Okay. Hundreds of commands are there, I can say. I'm not going to list down everything for you here. But in Selenium WebDriver, which is the main component of Selenium using which will automate the applications, that to web application. Here one more thing need to come. That is in introduction, we have to know that supported application types. What type of applications? That Selenium supports. Only web-based applications. Only web applications we can automate with the help of Selenium. Desktop applications cannot be automated. Desktop applications cannot be, or mobile applications. Desktop application and mobile applications cannot be automated with the help of Selenium. Then how can we automate desktop applications? There are different tools in the market for that. Okay, help of Selenium. For for mobile applications, we can use APM. Okay, APM. For desktop applications, there are the other tools like some, what is that tools, guys? Okay, Test Complete. Okay, like the many tools are there in the market. Okay, one of the example is Test Complete. Okay, so fine. So we have to learn the entire command set of the Selenium WebDriver API library, the main part. Then there are some advanced topics in Selenium WebDriver automation. What are they? Handling windows, handling alerts, different varieties we have to learn.
Frames.
Handling tables, handling calendar,
And frames.
handling,
Frames.
what is that?
Frames, sir.
Frames. Yeah, frames, handling frames, correct. Any other? Mouse handling,
Drop downs.
No.
handling drop downs. Okay?
Drag and
Handling
drop.
drop down fields. Yeah, drag and drop will come under mouse handling, okay? Mouse actions and all. Like that, many advanced topics are there that we have to learn, okay? So then you have to learn something like running Selenium scripts, running JavaScript code. I told you, right, why we have to run. There's a mechanism for that, okay? Then there are some third-party tools like Auto ID, Robot, okay? Then database testing. Many topics, keep on going. Many topics are there in our, guys. Once advanced topics are over, then what is the next topic? Selenium WebDriver will be completed. Some basic commands we have to learn. At the same time, advanced commands required for this advanced topics we have to learn. Then what is the next activity? Do we have to go with frameworks? No. Prerequisites for frameworks. This is the next topic, guys. Okay. Prerequisites for frameworks we have to learn. Prerequisites or frameworks means what?
TestNG.
TestNG is one of the prerequisites. POI API. TestNG will act like a backbone, you can say, for the frameworks. Okay, very important topic. Important of all the prerequisite topics is very important. Okay, important. Everything is important, but TestNG is mandatorily important. POI API. Then JUnit is an alternative for TestNG. Either you can go with the TestNG. Alternatively, you can use what? Alternatively, in place of TestNG, we can use what? Alternatively, we can use JUnit. Okay?
Page object model.
Yeah, fine. Page object model, and reports. We have several type of reports, like value reports are there. Then we have other type. What is other famous report? Extend reports are there. SNG reports are there. Maven reports are there. Different type. Apache Py is done. Py API I mentioned, right? Here Py API I already mentioned. SNG, Py API page. What else, guys? What else are there? Huh?
Listeners.
Yes. Listeners is very important topic. That's correct. SNG, Py API, page object model.
Maven.
Yes. Here page factory also will come, and other one will be Maven. We have to generally in real time we use Maven projects instead of normal Java projects in. Okay. So there is one more thing we have left it out. Okay. The topic here is as part of core Java. Where is the core Java topic? Okay. Here there is a prerequisite software that we have to install as part of core Java for practicing this basic buildings of Java and all. What is that thing, guys? What is the software we have to use? Eclipse IDE or IntelliJ. Any of the things you can take it up, okay? But I recommend what? I recommend learning with what? If you are a beginner, I recommend learning using what? Out of the above two, Eclipse IDE you will use as an editor, or you'll use IntelliJ as an editor if you are a beginner.
Eclipse ID.
Learning using by writing the Selenium Java automation scripts inside using Eclipse IDE editor. Okay, I recommend this Eclipse IDE. This is a prerequisite again. How to download, install, and use Eclipse IDE for writing the Selenium automation script, that will be covered. Then listeners is test engine, presets or framework is test engine, Power API, page object model, page factory, Maven, reports, listeners. And there may be other topics also, guys. Okay, it's not the complete topics, but there may be other topics also. What may be the other one then after presets or frameworks? Frameworks. Frameworks we have to learn. Do we have to learn all the frameworks? No. What are the popular frameworks we have to learn? What are the popular in the market?
Hybrid.
Hybrid TestNG framework. When I say hybrid means data-driven framework plus TestNG framework. Okay, together. Okay, data-driven and keyword-driven together. Data-driven framework. Data-driven framework plus what is the other one? Keyword-driven framework. Driven framework plus other things. Plus others also connect. Hybrid means, what is hybrid? It's a combination of something, right? It's not a straightforward data-driven or straightforward. It's a mix of data-driven keyword and any other stuff like page object model, page factory, etc., etc., etc. Then the other framework, so hybrid TestNG framework with page object model and page factory is a popular framework in the market. Okay, this is one of the ultimate framework that most of the people use. Hybrid TestNG framework, which implements the page object model and page factory design patterns. So before creating this framework, this page object model design pattern need to be completed. You should have the knowledge of. Okay, so why I'm saying prerequisites in order to create this frameworks from scratch. Okay, so we have to create these frameworks from, so we have to learn this, guys. Okay, as part of learning plan I'm writing this. Okay, from scratch. By ourselves we should have the capability. Don't think that someone will create the framework for you and you have to just use the framework. Okay, so you should build ability to create the framework by yourself. Okay, from scratch, from basic level you have to make that framework evolve. Okay, initially when you are constructing a building, it only bricks and cement will be visible, the basic level. Slowly pillars will start and you will place the bricks and you will build up the walls, you will put the windows into that and all those stuff, right? That is a framework. That kind of framework we have to build from scratch in order to build a building or whatever it is, okay, house or building. So for that we need to learn how to create the frameworks from scratch. This is very important. What is the other framework we have to create by ourselves from scratch? So that we
BDD.
BDD. Hybrid BDD Cucumber Java framework. Okay, framework otherwise. Okay, hybrid BDD Cucumber framework. This is other framework which is kind of popular in the market. Here Cucumber TestNG exists and Cucumber Jail also exists. So both you can use. Okay, hybrid BDD Cucumber containing TestNG. Okay, that is the other. These two frameworks you have to must and should learn. And other thing is you can also learn data-driven framework separately. In real time we use, this is not popular, I mean to say. Popular are these two things, but this one we have to learn separately, okay? As part of the different types, data-driven. If you learn these three frameworks and if you know how to create these three frameworks from scratch, don't have to break the head with other frameworks, guys, okay? This much is more than enough. Now, once you are done with the frameworks, what is the other thing that you have to plan? What is the other thing, guys? Live project. Understood, guys? Live project where we have to automate test cases from an application. We have to automate different test cases of the application to as much extent as possible. That is meant by live project. In the live project, along with automating the test cases using the whatever the framework we have created so far in the previous parts, okay, apart from that, we are going to implement Git. These are CI/CD tools. Other things are what? CI/CD tools. What are CI/CD tools? Git, GitHub, Jenkins we have to learn. Okay, these are the advanced stuff, guys. If you don't understand, also fine. These are only the plan I'm creating for you, how to learn the Java in a better way. If you don't know what is Git, GitHub, Jenkins, just blindly follow. Okay, live project. Then additional topics we have to learn. Okay, it's a world, right? It's a world altogether. Okay, whatever the things that are not covered as part of this plan, right? there's a room left for anyone to learn as much as possible, right? So lot of things will come into picture, guys. Additional means lot of things will come into picture. Each and everything you can investigate, and you can do a PhD. You can do a PhD. You can do a PhD on Selenium automation at this point of time. This is an ongoing thing. Okay, this is an ongoing thing. Okay, here also you can do a PhD in core Java at this point of time. Okay, this is the right time for you. Okay, some additional topics. Okay, additional topics of Selenium WebDriver, additional or third party tools. Okay, for Selenium automation. You see, Selenium cannot do something by itself. It has to take the help of other tools like extend reports is something, even exchange is a third party thing. Extend report is a third party thing. Okay, like many other things are there, guys. Okay, which are third party things like auto IT, robot class, and many other stuff. Using which Selenium will be able to, okay, using which Selenium will be able to achieve something that by default it doesn't have with the help of this third party tool. But Selenium has a capability to integrate with several tools and get the things done. Then after the additional topics, what I recommend? Interview questions. Okay, you have to learn the interview questions, both software testing, interview questions, and the other one is what? Selenium Java, interview questions. Okay, so these are the things you have to learn, guys. Okay, but this will take a lot of time. Interview questions and software testing interview questions and Selenium Java interview questions will take a lot of time. So what you have to do is you have to learn them parallelly. If you are the one who is actually attending the interviews, don't think that I complete all the interview questions and of software testing and Selenium Java and then attempt the interview. It's not like that. This should be an ongoing process. This interview question should be an ongoing process while attending interviews. You should not wait for this to be completed. We have to accompany these things along with attending the interviews. If you have reached this point, at least this live project part, you can start attending the interviews and parallelly you can go with the additional topics and interview questions as an ongoing thing to increase or improve your knowledge. So this is the world of Selenium Java learning, guys. Okay, so hope this is clear, guys. Introduction, prerequisites, web technologies, locators, software testing basics, programming, Selenium WebDriver, prerequisites for frameworks, different frameworks, live project, additional topics, interview questions. Guys, how did you feel? Is that enough? Did you get the plan in this session?
Yes.
Yes.
So now, will you guys will be able to, I'll be back on the camera now. Now, the ones who are actually on the process of learning Selenium Java, right? Do you think this particular Xmind plan that I have created just before you by explaining a lot of stuff will be good to go for you?
It is good for me, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, for me also good. But if there are any assignments in your videos, after listening to that video, we can do that assignment. Otherwise, we are just learning and we are moving forward. For example, if we consider expert, we are parallelly doing with you. But
Yes,
if we go to Java concepts, we don't know we learned it properly or not. We are just listening. We are understanding, but we don't know that we are able to write a program or not.
Yes, got it. Assessments. I have made a note of assessments. Okay, so I'll try to create assessments for you guys. Okay, so what else?
With
What else?
answers, please.
Answers I will not give. Then won't be an assessment.
How can we check that?
See, answers are part of my videos. Okay, if you are unable to do a task, means you have not properly followed the session. Okay. So assessments can only be reviewed. Okay, only be reviewed and you get kind of thing.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, give time